Hi, I'm Larry Nimmer, and welcome to D'Art of the Carpinteria Artist Studio Tour. Let's see what artist the Dart finds this time. Okay, we're closest to Letty Garcia. Let's check it out.
Yeah, but it is covered in metal. We also covered the house in corrugated metal.
Hi, Larry.
Letty, the Dart found you.
What? Is it like a
No
way.
And you are?
I'm Letty Garcia. Take a look at this piece, Larry. This is one of my newest in a series that I'm doing on swimming pools and leisure. And I think what attracted me to focus on leisure and more relaxing scenes at this point is that with all the stress that we all endured with our ongoing fire situation followed by mudslides, I really needed to work and focus on something much more uplifting and relaxing to kind of remember that there are good things on our horizon as well.
How do things look different underwater?
How do they look different? Well, there are shadows and shapes that you wouldn't normally see on a dry surface, and there's movement, and if you try to take a picture of water, you can't take the same picture twice because, of course, a body of water continues to move.
Okay, ready to spin the brush?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I guess it's still me.
No, it's actually this one here.
Lee. This is by Lee Sparks, one of the my partners here at Linden Studio.
It's somewhat unfinished, but it's nice that way, huh?
Yes, it is somewhat unfinished, but Kim and I advised her to leave it as is because it's just beautiful, it's dynamic, it's got great color.
I said it reminds you of those beautiful sunset nights, you know, the ones that really stand out in your memory when everything is bathed in that
Yes.
color.
Ready to choose the next artist?
Ready.
Go for it. Okay, let's... Allison Gobel. Can you ask a question of Allison?
Yes, hi Allison. Wondering what got your interest piqued in painting birds?
Hello? Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, and you are?
I'm Allison Gobel.
Nice to see you, Allison. So the Dart, as you can see, randomly found
No.
you, yes. And
That's awesome.
and I wonder if you could describe one of your pieces of work for me.
Well, sure. This is one of my favorite paintings right now. It's called Where is the King? And I'm working on a series of bird paintings that obviously they feature a bird. And they also feature a historical art background reference. So this is a reference to Yayoi Kusama.
Letty Garcia, who threw the Dart, asked, well, what makes you want to paint birds?
I'm working towards a show in 2020. I was like, what can I do that I won't get tired of for at least a year and a half? And I thought, well, I can paint birds that long. I don't think I'm as good as a lot of these really great landscape painters. So I thought, well, if I want to sell some paintings, I better have something to offer other than landscapes. And so the birds sort of took off from there. This is a background reference to Gustav Klimt's painting The Kiss. This is what's seen on the robe. Different birds have different expressions. This one is titled Me When No One's Looking. I don't know if you ever have those moments where you're just having a really great time and you just have some fun, you know, but probably wouldn't do that in public. Someone said that if you're not happy while you're getting somewhere, that when you get there, you're not going to be happy. So you can be a success before you attain your goals if you're actually happy during the journey. In painting, I want to be exploring creative-wise, but I also want to bring joy or, I don't know, peace to the people who see my work, and but I also want to enjoy the process.
what would be the ideal critique of this painting?
Oh, okay, well this is a painting in progress, but I think it kind of illustrates what I love to do, which is take a realistic figure and immerse them in an abstract background. As artists, we shouldn't ignore the modern art world, but at the same time, you know, the man on the street usually wants to recognize what they're looking at. So this is kind of a way in. I just think sometimes, you know, bad day, right here. and communicating that through images. I would just love it if a reviewer said, oh, she's got the loose strokes and the realism is right on point, but she's immersed it in this amazing abstract background. And it does something maybe a little bit new. I don't know if there's anything you can do that's really new, but.
Now what's the show?
Honey, I get to be on the show. They threw a dart at the map and it went on my painting.
Cool.
So you ready to spin the brush and see where it points and
Yes.
you'll talk about it?
Okay.
As long as you don't have to kiss whatever it lands on.
So it's pointing right at the treats you have. Well, why are you serving this? It looks like some good snacks.
Okay, well, Trader Joe's is my favorite place, almost in the world, because I have to shop for 9 people. So they know
Wow,
me.
how many kids do you
I
have?
have 7.
Wow. Okay, you ready to choose the next artist?
I am ready.
Go for it. Okay, who did it go to?
It's Deb Jorgensen Pottery. Have a good dart.
Awful fast and, you know, good group of people. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, the dart randomly found you.
Well, how fortuitous.
And you are?
Deb Jorgensen, local potter.
Can you show me something you're proud of?
I'm proud of this ginkgo leaf plate that I made. It's made out of stoneware. I really like the ginkgo tree. It's one of the oldest plants, I believe, in nature. It's been around for zillions of years. And I just love the elegance of the shape. And I think it's supposed to help with longevity and memory issues. So my pottery is functional pottery, which means it's everyday pottery that's meant to be used in the home.
Okay, you have a brush, spin it, and let's see what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And it's pointing. So it's pointing right at, what is this little piece here? What is that?
So I think it's some ancient Greek god of wind.
And would you have gotten it out of a book or something?
I acquired a mold of this from an old friend who's since passed away. He's gone, but I still have his mold. But it's beautiful, isn't it? Actually, it's a glaze test. It's testing a glaze that I have called Saturation Gold. But it came out really good. This is my Japanese cup that I got when I was in Japan, and that's my inspiration for this little stripy cup. How's your hubby?
He's good.
How's his back?
It's you know,
The same.
bothers him every now and again, but
Has he tried CBD capsules?
Okay, she's about to throw the dart to determine the next artist. Go for
Okay.
it, Deb.
Arturo Tayo. I was heading.
Okay, thanks, Deb.
Okay, bye.
See you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Larry.
So the dart's going off to Arturo Tayo's house. We'll see ya.
Bye.
On the move.
Hey, I'd like to mention that I'm doing this in my hometown of Carpinteria, so some of the people probably already know me. Guess
There
who
you
the
are.
dart found?
Right on my painting,
And your name is?
Arturo Tayo.
What's your story?
My story is I own the Palm Loft Gallery.
Yeah?
I'm a painter. So what I'm doing today is I'm sitting here with my mother's paintings surrounding me. My mother passed away recently, but these paintings cover a period of over 50 years of her painting. And she was completely passionate about painting seascapes. Today, I'm not on my role as an artist, I'm on my role as a gallery owner. And the show is very special to me near Mother's Day. These are the paintings of my mom. And
Now, I'll give you the inside story. She was a rather successful painter from Mexico who was single and moved up here and was a painter still and raised kids. It's crazy.
yeah, not only brought us all four, she was a single mom and brought 4 kids from Mexico City to Laguna Beach where she opened a gallery. I mean, she had some, strong, I was going to say balls, but I mean, you don't want to say that about your mom, but she was a powerful woman. If you look around, there's different approaches to the waves.
Could you show me some of them, and I'll get some shots afterwards.
Here, so you feel the foam, you feel the wind blowing the foam, you feel there's a little bit of translucence there that happens when the wave turns. Yeah, so again, she liked to see that translucence on the wave. And that one is Monterey, and people worry about that boat going through the rocks, but it's not. They know what they're doing. She divorced my dad when I was 4. Again, a strong person. At the time, you didn't do that. Her brother was a priest, and so divorce in Mexico was not done in the early 50s or late 50s. But she, my dad drank and didn't treat her well, and so she said, "See you, I'm out of here." She just passed away February 10th.
At what age?
At age of 93, almost 94.
Was she still painting?
She was still painting, and she was still showing at the beach show in Santa Barbara.
Was she a good saleswoman?
She was an excellent saleswoman. She was just, she could sell anything.
Like, what would she say to get people to buy them?
Well, she'd read a lot of books, and she knew how to close a sale. One of the techniques is to go, okay, so finally you get them down to these are the 2 favorites, and then you stand there and you go like this, and you don't say anything anymore.
And eventually they point to one?
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So this is my work. Which one do you want to buy?
Your style is quite different than your mom.
Well, my mom did not paint outside. I paint on location, and I paint directly from nature. Larry, did you bring your darts?
I did bring my dart.
Okay, don't throw them, because that's the painting you hit. And if you hit that one now, that would cost you about $7,000.
Whoa! Can I get it for $6.99 now?
Well, my stuff, 50% of it, you would find the Carpinteria Bluffs. Is where I love to paint. Moonlight at the Carpinteria Bluffs. Okay.
So we're gonna spin the brush. Whoa!
The bristle?
Yeah, the bristle.
To me, it's pointing right at this painting.
Okay, you're right, it is. Tell me about that painting.
It's the Carpinteria Bluffs. That's what I love to paint. It's the bluffs with some morning mist.
Okay, Arturo, are you ready to determine the next artist we're going to visit?
I am.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go.
And who is it?
I believe that is Sharon Schock. Are you going to visit Sharon?
Yeah, and what's your question for Sharon?
Well, being a young mother, how does she find time to paint?
Hello.
It's in Monterey. Hi.
Sorry to interrupt. You're Sharon, right?
I'm Sharon.
The dart landed on your spot. May I interview you in a moment after you help these nice people? Yeah, what was the challenge there?
Well, the challenge probably would be making this look realistic without detracting from my focus point, which would be the front trees. I was just drawn to it because, you know, this tree was so beautiful. The light was hitting it just so perfectly. And eucalyptus trees have all these really amazing colors, warm colors, cool colors, all wrapped up into this nice texture of this tree. And then it was in front of like the most perfect background I could ask for. It's the ocean right behind it, which gave a nice like smooth contrast to the texture of the tree. On Instagram, I post all of my new paintings. I post progress pictures. What's it called now? Time lapse videos of my painting. So you can see me start the painting and work on it and finish it all in like 30 seconds, which is shorter than it takes me in real life. I like landscapes, but I like there to be some sort of like human architectural element in it. So whether it's just like a fence, part of a building, like an entire street, but I like it to have some sort of structure in it. Dumb things like power lines. And
No, I love her subject matter and her colors. Your blues are beautiful, brilliant. Yeah.
Hi. Okay, can you spin the brush? Okay, stop it. Okay, hold it right there. That is pointing right at that article. I'll ask you about it.
did not know that it was going to be like a 2-page giant article. So I didn't realize that I'd like hit the lottery with that until
Did it increase business?
people definitely like knew. I got emails. Oh, I saw you in the news press, and I didn't know people like read the newspaper anymore. So yeah, it just talks about how I was part of the daily painting movement and how you create a painting every day.
How many followers on Instagram do you have?
27,000.
Arturo wanted me to ask you, how do you find the time to paint having 2 kids?
I wait until they go to bed at night and then paint furiously into the night, then pass out from exhaustion.
So, you ready to throw the dart?
Yes, here we go. Ted Rhodes Photography.
Well, thanks for being part of DART today.
Yeah, thank you.
So she definitely seemed like
Ted Rhodes.
Now, what are you all about?
Well, I've been asked by Larry Nimmer to make this film. I guess a dart landed on me.
Okay, you're gonna go ahead and drop it. Let's see where it points. Okay, it's pointing to me right there. Tell me about this photo.
Okay, I often name my images after songs. So this is Midnight at the Oasis, but it really was midnight at the Kate Wolf Music Festival. One of the merch tents, we had I just noticed the silhouette of a young woman with these hula hoops that were lit up brightly, and then in the mirror someone was looking at some jewelry. Everyone has an iPhone or smartphone, so people think, well, they can all call themselves photographers, but it still takes an eye. The ones that I think get to the next level are combining a lot of different elements: lighting, subject. You know, there's an old adage that Frank Capra, the war photographer, very famous photojournalist, said, if your pictures aren't good enough, you're not close enough. Because he was a wartime photographer, and he ended up dying stepping on a landmine. So in that case, he was a little bit too close. But what I would add to that adage is, you're not close enough or you're not quick enough. And this is a band called Delta Funk down in New Orleans, and it was in a bar, and I shot it at a slow shutter speed to blur the musicians. But what makes this image interesting to me is the fact that I shot it with a mural behind him. A lot of people think this is a member of the band, but he's actually a painted figure on the wall. But again, to wait for that composition to line up just like that, I wait for it to come. I'm not so much a photographer. Some guys use the motor drive, some women use the you know, I was standing next to a surf photographer, and he might as well have been shooting a movie. It was like, I'm more like I like to capture that moment. And
how often do you see something happen and you think, oh, I missed it?
That happens, but you know, I have something, actually you would like this, Larry. I have something I call catch and release photography, which you see a great shot and you pretend to take it, but you don't actually take it. There's something to be said also for enjoying the moment.
Sounds like it's good character building to play photography, catch and release. Well, okay, now you're not going to throw it at me, are you?
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Hey!
Okay. Oh, yeah!
Ted
Rhodes! Yeah! I get 2 interviews! Yeah! Blah, 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 blah! All right.
Okay, no.
Wait, sorry folks, we've run out of time. It took someone. Okay, here we go.
almost got him. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Here we go. Close enough.
To John Woolburn.
John Woolburn. I can't think of a better person. John Woolburn.
Is the man of the hour here?
Yes, he's right in there.
Guess who the dart found? And you are?
I'm John Woolburn.
Ted rode through it and it landed on you.
You're kidding. I'm throwing it back at him. This is not a direct hit, is it? This should have been a direct hit.
Will you still interview with me?
Oh, you bet. This is trompe l'oeil, which means to fool the eye. Some people call it magic realism. This is from the 1970s, and it was the showpiece for a show I had in Santa Barbara. It was from the series called IFO, Identified Floating Objects.
Now over here, is this actually, it looks like it's on wood with shadows and carved, but it's...
If it looks like it's painted on wood, or painted wood, then it's called faux bois, which is fake wood. So that's one element of trompe l'oeil painting. I've had people who have asked me, is there a painting that I'm proud of? And which is a really awkward question. But I'm really proud of this painting, and this is a painting of my grandfather's truck. It's a 1946 Chevy, and he bought it brand new in 1946, which is parked right over there now.
Oh, there it is.
That was one of the first.
Tell me about these two jackasses.
There's two jackasses. Hold on. This is a painting of my two donkeys. This is Paris and this is El Paso. They live with us up on the Chismahoo and they survived the fire with us. This is an example of a combination of trompe l'oeil and portraiture. The trompe l'oeil aspects of it are the fake leather surround, which is just painted to look as though it's been tooled leather. This particular one is got these oak leaves, and this particular pattern was one that my mother used to do in leather.
You mentioned there was a fire. Could you tell our viewers what the deal is with the fire?
I live in the forest, and the Thomas fire came through and burned through the forest and right up to our doorstep. And this painting is what it looked like when you're in the middle of a forest fire. I lost all of my archives, art archives, and my art studio and our barn. But Jean-Claude and I fought the fire and we saved our house, and that's all we saved. But everything else is gone. One of the things that has happened from the fire was it gave me a new start. It gave me a point in my life and in my career that I didn't anticipate would happen. But there's a silver lining there. For one, I can explain my work as having been better than it really was. But also I think that it was a great experience because it was a lesson in understanding a little more about what is involved in our ego. Not only our materialism, but our egos are so wrapped up in what it is that we have done in our lives. And so the fire wiped that away, gave me a clean slate to move forward and feel good about what it is I do each and every day, and happy to be here to do it. So this is behind the scenes.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, check this out. This is a body cast of me when I was 19. Oh, here's the maquette for the World's Safest Beach mural down on Woolburn Way. And come on around here. And over here we have a clock. Look what time it is.
Time.
Yeah! Hey, come on back. I want to show you something in the Oval Office. Yeah, you can see why. Oh, here's three more pieces.
Wow.
Yeah,
what are these
kind of dark. This is from the Lodge at Coeli on the island of Lanai, and they're fantasy garden scenes. I think you might have seen one out in the gallery.
Well, I said about this truck just pretty much like about John himself, that he's pretty iconic. People from, I think, all over the world know of this and know of him. That's pretty cool.
Hey, thanks for throwing that dart at me. See you next time.
Then back to my home studio.